There is an absolutely insane, criminal, disgusting, immoral, and depraved series of allegations against Donald Trump and his family, which are completely unsurprising if you've been paying attention for the last 4 to 5 years. A Business Insider exclusive investigation has revealed that Donald Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, helped to create a Trump campaign shell corporation, which secretly paid Trump's family and spent on their behalf $170 million in campaign reelection money. It actually spent more than that in total, but at issue are about $170 million. $617 million is the total amount in play here. Now, we had rumblings about this story months ago. I've been covering this story for months. You all seemed very interested in it. The number of emails I got about it was huge. I did a story back in July called Trump Campaign Laundering Millions to His Own Family. In September, the investigations into this were heating up, and I covered it in a segment called Trump Panicking, accused of laundering $170 million. This is all part of the same scam about which we now have more specific information. So listen to these details, which are being presented by a source familiar with this operation to Business Insider. The way this scam worked is that Jared Kushner, who is Trump's son-in-law and also a White House senior advisor, if you can believe that, directed his sister-in-law, Trump's daughter-in-law, Lara Trump. That's Eric Trump's wife. Got to keep all of it straight. Jared Kushner directs Lara Trump and Mike Pence's nephew, John Pence, and Trump campaign CFO Sean Dahlman to be on the board of this shell company that they created. The company is called American Made Media Consultants Corporation and American Made Media Consultants LLC. Now that should ring a bell because this is related to the name of Donald Trump's former campaign manager, Brad Parscale's company. And what they did is they spent in total $617 million. That's about half of the $1.26 billion that Trump's campaign fundraised. And some of the spending was legitimate. So the issue is not the $617 million. The issue is that about $170 million of that money is essentially laundered money as salaries to Trump's family and others, as well as a slush fund of all sorts of spending. Why did they do this? The reason they did this is believed to be to avoid Trump's donors finding out that a whole bunch of their money is actually just being funneled back out to Trump's family and friends. The next step is that if the Department of Justice finds that this was done knowingly and willfully, they would open up an investigation. But the big bombshell is that several sources from the Justice Department and FEC told the Business Insider that there are investigators that may already be looking into the campaign's activity. So there's a few different things to talk about here. Number one, is anybody surprised to hear this? If you've been paying attention, you couldn't possibly be surprised about this. Number two, I don't actually know that Trump's donors would really care if they knew about this. And what I mean by that is Lara Trump was getting $180,000 a year. You know, a whole bunch of people were getting $180,000 a year, and all this money was being laundered into companies held by Trump's family and friends. If you went with this information to a lot of Trump's followers, I don't think they'd be mad. You would say to them, aren't you upset that for every $100 you donated, 50 was funneled to this company, and then a bunch of that was funneled like to Trump's family just for going around and doing interviews and not really doing much? And I think most of them would say, no, Trump has a great family and they're all helping him win. And I'm happy. The point is, I think a lot of Trump's donors would rationalize this money being laundered anyway. Now, number three, here's something disgustingly ironic. The defense bill that Donald Trump wants to veto for ridiculous reasons also contains a crackdown on the use of shell companies to launder money. It's just like a side note. That's number three. And then number four, pardons. You know how we've been talking about, is Trump going to preemptively pardon his family members, Jared, Ivanka, whoever? We weren't sure why Trump would think he needs to preemptively pardon them. Well, if Jared Kushner is being investigated for being part of this shell company money laundering scheme, that would be a great explanation. It would fit very neatly into the puzzle of why Donald Trump is reportedly considering pardoning people like Jared Kushner and others. Look at what we've been able to find out during the Trump administration about what they've done. Imagine what will come out once this guy is out of office. Truly stunning and remarkable. I want to take a second to tell you about one of our sponsors, S&H Masks. S&H Masks has everything you need when it comes to face masks and other protective gear for COVID-19, and they're giving my audience 20% off. S&H Masks is the company that I've personally been going to for face masks. I love and trust the products they sell, and that's actually why I reached out to them about being a sponsor. I've tried tons of different face masks this year, like many of you, and I still have not found a mask that is more comfortable or easier to breathe in than the washable cotton masks that they sell. It's made of a silky, lightweight cloth that feels great on the skin, has a convenient adjustable strap, and it features a disposable 5-layer particle filter made of activated carbon. They also have disposable cloth masks, which are really comfortable, as well as all of the other gear like face shields, alcohol wipes, no-touch infrared thermometers, and all of their prices are very reasonable. I also love S&H Masks because they've donated over 60,000 masks to healthcare institutions. They're an excellent company. Shipping is just $5 and shipping is free on orders over $150. You can get there by going to davidpakman.com/mask. The link is under this video, and you can save 20% on everything in their store when you use the coupon code DAVID.